The distress call had been weak, barely more than a whisper against the cosmic void, a desperate plea from a dying world, ignored by every major power in the galaxy. The message was simple. "We are under attack. Our cities burn. Our people fall. Please, help us." No one came. The Arathax Dominion had invaded without mercy. A brutal race of conquerors, they swept through the defenseless world like a storm of fire and steel. Their warships hovered over cities, raining down destruction. Their soldiers marched through the streets, executing any who dared resist. The planet, once known as Valen IV, was doomed to be just another name erased from the star charts, its people enslaved or exterminated. The Galactic Council heard the call and did nothing. They muttered about diplomatic complications, about non-interference treaties, about acceptable casualties. They would not risk war with the Arathax for a world that held no strategic value. And so, the galaxy turned its back. But they had forgotten something. Valen IV was not just any world, it was a human colony, and humanity never let its own fall. The attack fleet dropped out of hyperspace in perfect formation. 500 warships, a force that should not have existed. The Council had believed humanity was weak, fractured, unable to muster such a force. But they had underestimated them. The fleet's flagship, indomitable, a monstrous dreadnought bristling with weaponry, led the charge. At its helm stood Admiral Elias Vance, his expression carved from stone, his voice calm as he issued the order that would change everything. "Begin orbital bombardment. Let them feel what it's like to be on the receiving end." The skies of Valen IV erupted in fire. The Arathax had never feared humanity. They had seen them as upstarts, primitive and reckless, more suited for dying in the fringes of space than waging war against an empire. They were wrong. Humanity had spent centuries fighting among themselves, perfecting the art of war in a way no other species had. The Council had outlawed mass planetary invasions, had discouraged total war. Humanity had ignored those rules. They had built ships for a fight they had hoped would never come, but had prepared for anyway. And now that preparation was paying off. The Indomitable's rail cannons roared, sending slugs the size of buildings into the Arathax capital ships, tearing through shields and armor like paper. Human corvettes swarmed enemy formations, weaving between their lumbering ships and gutting them with precision strikes. Drop pods rained down like falling stars, each one carrying soldiers clad in exosuits, their armor designed to withstand the worst the galaxy had to offer. They landed in the streets of burning cities, and did not stop. The Arathax expected them to be slow, to be burdened by their heavier armor. Instead, they moved like demons, striking fast and hard, pushing through enemy lines with relentless efficiency. Humanity fought like a species that had spent its entire existence waging war. The battle raged for hours. By the time the last Arathax warship tried to flee, it was too late. Humanity had surrounded them, leaving no escape. Admiral Vance watched as the enemy flagship burned in the void, its hull breaking apart. He did not smile. There was no joy in war, only duty. The people of Valen IV had been abandoned, left to die, but not by humanity, never by humanity. Because when one of their own cried out for help, humanity answered. And they came with fire. The aftermath of the battle left the skies above Valen IV littered with wreckage. Burned-out husks of Arathax warships drifted in the void, their shattered remains a grim testament to humanity's response. On the ground, the fires still smoldered, buildings reduced to rubble, bodies, both human and Arathax, scattered like discarded dolls. Admiral Elias Vance stood on the bridge of the Indomitable, staring at the ruined landscape below. His fists clenched at his sides. Victory had come, but at a cost. Thousands of colonists had died before the fleet arrived. Entire cities had been razed. The Arathax had made sure that even in defeat, they left scars.